Hello, my name is Karen Hurley and I'm the VTOS coordinator in Sallyloggan College of Further Education. This video is to give you a little bit of information about VTOS, what it is and how it works, and then most importantly to explain to you how to complete the application forms in the application pack. So you can call or email the college or drop in to collect a VTOS application pack. The VTOS application pack has 4 main pieces of paperwork in it. The first one here contains VTOS information. It's printed on white paper and it contains all of the information you need about the application process. The second piece of paper is the blue form, and this is the VTOS application form, which contains lots of information about you. The third piece of information is the Social Welfare Payment Details form, and this form here needs to be completed by Social Welfare, and this form tells us whether you're eligible for VTOS or not. And the fourth piece of paper is information about the National Childcare Scheme. Now I'm going to take a closer look at the paperwork and explain as much of the information as I can. So on the information sheet, which is on white paper, the first section is what is VTOS. So VTOS is a type of funding available to long-term unemployed people to study full-time courses in further education. Courses are provided free of charge. Essential books and materials are provided free of charge. Meal allowances are available and travel allowances are available in some cases. You keep all existing social welfare benefits you currently have when you join VTOS. So the next section is, am I eligible for VTOS? To be eligible for the scheme, you must be over 21 years of age, and that is normally by the start date of the course, unemployed for at least 6 months. Specifically, that is 156 days, and that normally is counted by social welfare as 6 days per week, and in receipt of specific social welfare payments. So all 3 of these conditions: over 21 years of age by the start of the course, unemployed for at least 6 months or 156 days by the start of the course, and in receipt of specific social welfare payments, are signing for credits for 6 months, a dependent spouse or partner of a person eligible for VTOS, or have been made redundant, and in this case the 6-month requirement does not apply. So you do not need to have the 156 days if you have recently been made redundant. Okay, so the next most important section is really, how do you apply for VTOS? So in order to apply, you must first have paid the €40 course acceptance fee. So this tells us that you are intending to come to college to study if you can. You then can either email reception at SCFE to ask for a VTOS application pack to be sent out to you in the post. All details about the VTOS scheme and how to apply are included in the pack. Videos about the VTOS scheme and how to complete the application forms are available on the Sallyloggan College YouTube channel in the VTOS playlist. You can also choose to attend a VTOS meeting in the college. A VTOS application pack will be given to you at the meeting and help will be given with filling in the forms. The VTOS coordinator will answer any questions you may have. So the 2 meeting times that we've set aside: Wednesday the 1st of March at 10 a.m. in the college and Wednesday the 24th of May at 10 a.m. in the college. So the second page of this white VTOS information sheet is the VTOS application checklist. So this is really for you, just so that you can keep track of your application. There's a lot of toing and froing of paperwork, and this is just really to aid you. So when you give us the following 3 items, a VTOS place can be held for you if there are still places available. So we normally have places available up until the summer. After the summer, our places may be allocated or full, but we do normally have places becoming available in late August and September. So the most important thing is to apply, and even if you're on a waiting list, you still have an extremely good chance of being made a place offer then later in the summer. So if you give us the 3 items, we can hold a place for you. So number 1, I have paid the €40 course acceptance fee. Number 2, I have completed the VTOS application form, which is the blue form, and given it to the college. Number 3, I have given a copy of my ID confirming my age to the VTOS coordinator, and that would be your passport, driver's license, birth certificate or medical card. Really, we needed to confirm your age. include this with the VTOS application form. So these 3 items, and we can then reserve a place for you. So very important then, we're simply holding a place because we're not sure yet if you're actually eligible for VTOS. So the yellow social welfare payment details form lets us know if you are eligible to be offered a place. So you need to bring the yellow form to your local social welfare or intro office for them to fill out between Monday the 24th of July and Friday the 11th of August. The yellow box on the form must be filled out, minimum 156 days, and then return the completed form to the VTOS coordinator in the college no later than 12 noon on Friday the 11th of August. And then you can tick the box here for yourself. I have given the yellow social welfare payment details form to the college. So the situation here is at the end of the summer, we will decide how many applications we have and we will start to allocate places. It's unlikely we will be full by the 11th of August, but if we're full at this point, all places will be allocated, and if you apply after the 11th of August, you will still be put down for late place offers. So it is still well worth completing the application and sending it in. These dates really here are for the first round place offers. So the 3rd page of the white form here is about place offers and payments. So this is more like frequently asked questions. So when will I know if I have a VTOS place? Once you've already applied. VTOS place offers will be made by email and text in late August to eligible applicants. What will happen next? If you're offered a VTOS place, you must then have another form called an F103 form completed by social welfare just before the start of the course. This form will be supplied to you by the college, and you will need to have it completed and returned to us as soon as possible to confirm your VTOS place offer and payment. You cannot be set up on VTOS until this form has been returned to us. So if we're making you a place offer here, about a week after that, you'll receive this form in the post, and you're given about a week to have it completed by social welfare and to return to the college. And that form enables our head office to get you set up on our payment system. And unless the form comes back, we can't set you up on VTOS. So we can offer you a place, and then the place is subject to this form coming back and still deeming you eligible. So the next question, and once you've been offered a place, everybody's questions move to how you would be paid. So how would I be paid on VTOS? And there are 2 sections here. So I'll just move this paper up. So either you're coming to us and you are currently on a job seekers benefit or job seekers allowance payment, or you're coming to us and you're on any of the other eligible payments. So you could be on a 1-parent family payment, disability, illness benefit, be a dependent of an eligible person, be on a pension or other eligible social welfare payment. So it's important here to read the section that is eligible, that you fit in under, and you don't fit in under both. If you are on a job seekers allowance or job seekers benefit payment and you're offered and accept a VTOS place, these payments are transferred over to the DDL ETB head office at the start of your course. Your payment is then called a VTOS training allowance. VTOS training allowances are paid nationally on a week in arrears system. This means that you would get paid for week 1 at the end of week 2. You would get paid for week 2 at the end of week 3, and so on for the year. This results in no payment for the first week, but you would receive a double week's pay at the end of the course to make up for this. So it's a little bit like starting a job. You're paid for all of the weeks, but because of this week in arrears system, in your first week in the college, you're not paid because that payment comes through at the end of week 2. If you're on any of the other payments, these payments continue to be paid in the usual way from the Department of Social Protection with no interruption or break in payments. Disability, illness benefit and invalidity pension payment recipients need permission in writing from the Disability, Illness Benefit or Invalidity Pension Office if they're offered a VTOS place, and the college can do this for you. Okay, so the last section then, travel allowances if you are eligible, and meal allowances are paid into your bank account. And then we sometimes get people who've already had 2 years on VTOS, and it is possible to get a 3rd year on VTOS, but only in exceptional circumstances. So a person is allowed a maximum of 2 years on VTOS. A third year can be applied for in exceptional circumstances only. Specific criteria apply. If you are applying for a third year, please attach a letter or note with your application explaining your reasons for needing a third year. And these really are exceptional circumstances, and the decision is made at head office level and not in the college. Okay, so looking then at the blue form, or what we refer to as the blue form. So this is your general VTOS application form. So the college here is typed in, Sallynoghan College of Further Education. So if you could write in the name of the course here that you're applying for, and the application number is the number that you're allocated when you apply. If you don't have this number, I can look it up for you, but if you have the number and you could write it in, that would be great. So the next questions then, these are general questions about you, your first name, your surname, your address. The address is very important for us to have. Your mobile telephone number, your home telephone number, your PPS number, please write it clearly and legibly, your date of birth, your email address, and your gender. So the email address, it's very important here that we have this again written clearly so that we can email you. And this is the email address that we would use to set up your payments on. Your payments would be linked to this while you're on VTOS. So make sure that you put down an email address that you are using. So the next information then is about the highest level of education that you have before applying for a VTOS place. And we ask you to tick one box only. So the options are: I have no formal education, I have primary school education, I have the junior certificate, or QQI or FETAC level 3 or equivalent. I have the leaving certificate, or QQI or FETAC level 4 or 5 or the equivalent. I have QQI or FETAC level 6 or equivalent, or I have QQI HETAC level 6 and above. So level 5 and 6 would be what we typically deliver in the college, and level 6 and above would be a full diploma or a degree or something the equivalent of these. So level 6, 7, 8 and above. The question here is essential that you complete this. Have you ever received a VTOS payment before? Yes or no? And if yes, please give locations and dates for each year on VTOS. So you need to be specific about where you were and when on year 1, where you were and when on year 2. And then there's a data protection note here, and you declare that the information you've given is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge, and you just need to sign that and date it. So the top of page 2 then is about eligible social welfare payments. So in order for us to offer you a place on VTOS, you need to be on an eligible social welfare payment. So most payments are eligible, but there are some that are not considered eligible payments for VTOS. So to be eligible for VTOS, you must be in receipt of one of the following payments at the start of the course. So you must be currently on a payment at the point that the course starts, so that you can remain on that payment, or that you could be transferred from that onto a VTOS training allowance. You will need to have at least 6 months on an eligible payment before the start date of the course, which is minimum 156 days, counted normally at 6 days per week. So please tick the box to the right hand side of the payment you are currently on. So the options are job seekers allowance under 25 years of age, job seekers allowance over 25 years of age, job seekers benefit, one parent family payment, job seekers transitional payment, disability allowance, illness benefit, and in the brackets here you will need to contact your local social welfare office about exemption or entitlement to continuation of your illness benefit payment, invalidity pension, blind pension, deserted wife's allowance or benefit, widows, widowers or surviving civil partners non-contributory pension, prisoner's wife's allowance, signing for credits only, dependent spouse, civil partner or cohabitant of an eligible person, recipient of statutory redundancy, in this case the 156 days requirement does not apply, or a daily expenses allowance. So you should be able to tick one of these boxes suggesting to us that you're eligible for VTOS. Periods spent on further education and training courses community employment schemes, job initiative, youth reach programmes and time in prison can count towards the qualifying period. You must, however, be on one of the above payments just before the start of the course. Above payment types can be combined to make up the required 156 days. So, for example, if you have been on a one-parent family payment and you have recently, in the last number of weeks or months, been transitioned from that onto a job seeker's transitional payment, these two payment times can combine together. So you may have had a year on this and 4 weeks on this. So rather than you only having 4 weeks, it would be a year and 4 weeks. Or if you've gone from a payment onto a disability allowance, again, the two can be combined together. Okay, and then 2 short questions at the end, more information about you, just to write down the country of your birth and your nationality. And the 3rd page here is, again, information that we would need in order to pay you when you would be offered a VTOS place. So travel allowance, you may qualify for a small travel allowance. It's based on the distance that you live. So please enter the distance one way from your home to Sallynoggin College. So the number of miles or the number of kilometres, whichever is more suitable. If you have both, that's even better. The system works in miles and we will transfer from kilometres back to miles. So we then need to have your bank details, and it is very important for us to have your bank details at the time of application, because if you're transitioning from a job seeker's payment onto a VTOS training allowance payment, then we need to know that the bank details are in our possession and that we can set you up without any delay. So for your bank details, we're looking for your IBAN, we're looking for your BIC. So this IBAN here fills in most of the boxes, and the BIC, we're looking again for your name, your address, your bank name, your bank address, the course title, or in other words, the name of the course that you're planning to do, and then you need to sign here confirming that these are your details. And this then again confirms the way that payments are made. So payment frequency is weekly on a week in arrears basis, and the payment method is electronic fund transfer directly into your bank account. So this section at the bottom here in grey is just for the office, so no worries there about completing that section. The next page here is again the most important, but we cannot make a place offer until this yellow form has been completed. And all of these details are on all of the other paperwork, so this is simply a reprint of the information on the blue form, but this time social welfare are completing your name, PPS number, they're ticking the payment that you're on, and they have to complete this yellow box here. So please confirm the cumulative number of days unemployed, job seekers allowance or benefit, or in receipt of one parent family payment or disability allowance, or signing for credits in the box to the right. So the total number of days will be added in here, and this must say 156 days or more. It is very important that the number of days is added up, because that could affect things like Christmas bonuses and other items like that. So the number of days that you're on, and ideally it'll be 156 or more, and then the form needs to be stamped. If it hasn't been stamped, you need to hand it back in and make sure that the officer has actually stamped it for you. Okay, and the final piece of information then is just information about the childcare scheme. So all students, whether you're on VTOS or not, are eligible to apply for the National Childcare Scheme, and this handout here just gives you information about how to apply. So childcare support while studying, types of childcare support. There are 2 different types of subsidies you can apply for. There's a subsidy calculator on their website. You can check out what you think you may receive in support. There's a list of childcare providers, so you can actually search for providers in your area, and then you can apply online, you can apply by post, and there's information then about help and support. So the college doesn't have any role in the childcare scheme. This information is just so that you can make a good start on applying for the scheme if you need childcare support while in college. I hope that was of some use or benefit. If you would like further help with completing your forms, there will be 2 different meetings in the college. The first one is on Wednesday, the 1st of March at 10 a.m. in the college, and the second one is on Wednesday, the 24th of May at 10 a.m. in the college. And we look forward to receiving your applications. Thank you for listening.